little bit of Lions. Lions got the Jacksonville Jaguars. The line is a pick'em as of right now, straight up. Now let's talk. Time. Keys to the game.
Well, you know, I don't want to do keys to the game, but I'll tell you this, a bigger picture. This game is going to tell me if this is the same old Lions. That's the thing I'm looking for. Because the Lions just played this wonderful game against Buffalo. And what has typically happened with the Lions is they would actually beat a team like Buffalo. They did against Dallas. They've done against Green Bay. They've done against other teams who were on a roll. And the next week, they'd lay an egg. So Taylor Decker was saying, this is not the same old Lions. We're different. We're going to get our respect. This is the game where you do that. It's not the Buffalo game because the Lions do that periodically. What they don't do is they don't follow up. So I want to see if they're going to follow up and win this game. I don't care if it's 3-2. Just win the damn game.
Well,
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, a couple things that Jacksonville, they have big thing going for them is their big win last weekend where their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, who's supposed to be the next coming, got it done. He's playing with a lot of confidence, but yet they lost one of their best running back in Travis Etienne, so you won't have to go to that. To me, when I look at this game, the first thing that I look to is the coaches. I look at Doug Peterson and Dan Campbell, and it worries me a little bit because I consider, obviously, Doug Peterson's won a Super Bowl with Philadelphia. Some of the things he's trying to change the culture in Jacksonville. The first thing I go is can Dan Campbell and the Lions stay out of their own way? Or is it going to be, like you said, same old Lions in that aspect? As far as on the field, right? The execution and stuff like that is pretty much. Do you expect more to see? Are we seeing the same out of DeAndre Swift? We're not playing as much. Jamal Williams is number one back. Gets the majority of the runs. What are we going to see? What type of game?
I look at Swift now as a gimmick back now. I mean,
he's almost like Theo Riddick, isn't he?
Right. He'll carry the ball 5 or 6 times. And he may do something in those 5 or 6 times, but you need a back, 15 carries, 4 quarters. That's what you need your number one back. You're not getting that from DeAndre Swift, and I don't know if it's because of injuries or if coaches are like, okay, we got to find a way to get him to the end of the season. But just play the dude, play him. See what he's got.
Play Swift no matter what? Because doesn't it seem to me with Swift, it's sort of like you got kid gloves on. You're trying it's like he's an antique.
Right, but you're not playing meaningless games. You're playing games that matter, even though you're 4-7. So if he's your main cog, use it.
No, absolutely. How about obviously we're all excited. The big talk this week has been Jameson Williams coming back into practice and stuff like that. Do we expect to see him, Spenny? Yeah. Or is it because everything out of Dan, it's everything you hear out of Dan Campbell is, not sure, might need the reps, don't see that. If anybody's seen him run, and we mentioned it yesterday, do we have video of him in pads running yet?
Yes, we do. I can grab that.
Yeah, will you grab that? Because I wanted to get Terry, because Terry yesterday, right? What did you say when we got excited to see Jameson Williams on the court?
What NFL teams do is they unveil their prize with no pads on so you can see how fast they are.
It's almost like the auto show.
Right.
Seriously, the NFL with their speedy guys, it's almost like the auto show. We got to unveil. Mm-hmm. This guy or whatever.
And those cars may not have motors in them.
Absolutely. All right, spend mode for the viewing audience out there. Oh, he's got shoulder pads.
He's got the shoulder pads.
Half the pads on.
Hats and shells.
Is that how they do it, Terry? And then they go half, and then a half more.
Yep. So it's usually the way they do it. And then at some point, when he's really about to play, and it's not about showing off, he's in full pads doing his thing.
Look at how he burnt. Amon-Ra even points at him. He's like, Jesus Christ, that kid's fast. I'm excited. Selfishly, very selfishly, he's playing. I'm playing the play. Dan Campbell said it would take a lot for Jameson Williams and Romeo Okwara to play. Both of them as a piece.
So you're going with the fact that don't expect Okwara.
Yes.
Right? You're going to be so bitter, too, when Okwara trumps out there and there's no Jamos on the sideline.
I would be pretty upset about that.
Can we agree, though, that whether he does or he doesn't, as long as there's no chance in him getting re-injured?
Yeah. The guy's 110%. He's been chomping at the bit. He's not a big tweeter. Not very active in the Twitterverse, but he tweeted a couple times. And he's
What'd he say?
Here, let me see.
Get it up there. Let's read between the lines, boys.
If you're tweeting, it means you're playing.
Terry, doesn't it? Because here's the one thing. The excitement factor of if he is out there, what are they how are they going to be different? Because we've talked about this every time we brought it up. He's a player that this team has never had with that skill set and that explosiveness.
Right. Well, they had Calvin Johnson, and no, they're different players, but you had to account for Calvin Johnson. You have to account for Jameson Williams. And they may not, I'm talking about Jacksonville, if he plays against them, they may not alter their defense because of him, because they're not expecting him to play, or this is his first time, and they don't really know what he can do, but they're going to find out during the game. We'll see what type of halftime adjustments
Speak about that. There's no tape. There's no practice tape.
There's no
tape. You go back to college and stuff.
College don't count. It doesn't count.
But here's the thing. Does that, for the Lions, if they're able to, or when they're able to run him out there, does it, to your point, does it almost give them a free...
It's like a wild card.
Tape on them?
Now, when you play, I don't know, what's your little games you like to play when you play cards?
Play cards?
Mm-hmm. Euchre.
Hold them.
Okay. Do you have the Joker?
No, but okay, you want to play a game with the Joker? You want to play? Let's play Hearts.
He's their wild card or Joker.
Oh, he's the Queen of Spades.
There you go.
He's the Queen of Spades and Hearts.
Right.
You can slam that baby down 13 points on somebody, look out.
So you don't really know what that card can do yet, but
you know it's valuable.
You know it's valuable, and by a month, everybody's going to know what he can do. He's either stretching defenses or he's just another fine player.
Well, I'm more interested in the conversation we got into yesterday is I put the poll up there. Are you more excited of the stats that he's going to put up, or what he brings to the rest of the offense and how much he makes everybody around them better?
That's a tough question.
Well, again, because you can't answer it until you see it in motion.
But my gut is saying that he's going to struggle early. He may drop some balls early, but teams are going to still say, okay, I got to adjust my defense for him. So I would say right now, today, I'm more excited about what it's going to do for other players. Because football is a team sport. I know it's boring, but it's true. And if you have people playing out of position, you can get Swift going, or Jamal Williams or Amon St. Brown may have more room. Or maybe St. Brown is not going to be scrutinized as much by defenses as he is now. By the way, he's still getting open, so I mean, St. Brown may have no one near him. Who knows?
Oh, God. Imagine Amon-Ra St. Brown with even more space to work in the middle, because he's already one of the best, in my opinion, possession, kind of like short and intermediate route runners in the NFL, that kind of receiver. So if Jameson Williams can open up the field even more for Amon-Ra St. Brown, this offense could go to a next level. It could add sort of this like explosive element. You'd have to account for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. Obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown is more of a known, and Jameson Williams still hasn't played. But I'm confident that moving forward, we've got our wide receiver duo of the future, and they complement each other so well, at least their skill sets. I'm kind of with Spencer here. I'm ready. I'm ready to see J-Mo play. I'm ready to kind of like watch what this offense can be. I mean, when's the last time we've really had an exciting offense in Detroit? It's been a long time. Cannot wait.
Unleash.
D-Mac, I want to put you in the Wayback Machine. Let's go back 2 months. Here's what we're hearing. Lions don't even need Jameson Williams because their offense is so good.
Yep.
But look how things change. Teams adjust. you adjust, and the offense isn't clicking as much. Now, I also want to educate people who don't think defense is important. When the Lions had the number one offense in the NFL, they were 1-6. Now that we're seeing that this defense is somewhat tolerable, they're actually winning some games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can run it up and down the field and score as many points as you can, but if everybody else is scoring at the same clip or even better, you're not going to win games.
Just look at the Seahawks game. That's Exhibit A, right? They scored 45, but they allowed Seattle to have 48. And that's one of those games that we might look back on this year at the end of the season as a missed opportunity. So, yeah, the defense being better, I think, makes us even more excited about Jameson Williams, because I think there was a time where it's like, man, we could have really used a guy on defense like a Jordan Davis, and our offense is fine without Jameson Williams. But we know it's kind of coming back to the mean. The offense is good, not elite, and that defense, it's better. Jameson Williams could really take this team to another level.
Yeah, against the Seahawks, that defense was really full of holes, Sam. Kind of like
full of holes, kind of like Swiss cheese.